I pay respect to the Kaurna people, the traditional custodians whose ancestral lands I live on. I acknowledge the deep feelings of attachment and relationship of the Kaurna people to country, and I respect and value their past, present, and ongoing connection to the land and cultural beliefs. I'm from Sri Lanka, a country that was colonized 3 times. I went into this assignment knowing all too well that I was potentially going to witness the same case of oppression, loss of identity, loss of land, and injustice faced by the ancestors of my country within Australia as well. I live in Adelaide, or Tantania, meaning Red Kangaroo Place. My suburb Prospect is a small part of the traditional land of the Kaurna people. It does not, however, have its own Aboriginal name. The name Prospect was chosen by Colonel William Light shortly after the colonisation of South Australia, as the locality presented a beautiful prospect with its waving gum and many shady trees. The technology and infrastructure introduced by colonisation is clearly visible in my community. There are buildings no matter which way you turn, and the site of what it once was is nowhere to be seen. While I'm grateful for the life that I have been able to enjoy, I do wonder whether the bloody path taken to achieve this was worth it. Do the ends justify the means? As a child growing up in Prospect, I was not taught anything about the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as part of my education. In fact, there are only 2 clear images I have about Indigenous people from my childhood. The first was when a neighbour told my family to watch out for the group of Aboriginals that frequent the nearby shopping centre. This myth would form the basis for many of the encounters I would have with Indigenous people in the years to come. Looking back, I feel very foolish. As an individual of colour, this is probably how other people saw me and my family. How ignorant was I to listen to someone else's beliefs about an entire group of individuals without knowing anything about their culture, their way of life, or their situation? How ignorant was I to not first and foremost think of them as fellow human beings? My second memory is of a mural titled The Future at my primary school. While I had seen this mural many a time in my primary school days, no one had ever taught me what it meant. As I researched about the mural, I found that the artist Steve Dunn, together with students from Prospect Primary School, had painted the sun in a way to acknowledge the Aboriginal history that surrounded us. It also showed harmony between 2 worlds colliding, past and future. The 2 roads joining hands, both black and white, are meant to symbolize friendship through multiculturalism. As a significant piece of artwork in my community, I wonder why I was never taught about it. Why did my education keep silent about Indigenous Australians? Was the system ignorant? Or did they willfully neglect to teach me about it? As I kept researching about my community, I came across a reconciliation action plan proposed by my council. It was quite exciting to see. As I read through the plan, however, I was extremely frustrated. To me, the plan seemed more like a way to pretend to care. The only real acknowledgement was shown only several times a year during events such as Reconciliation Week. A part of the plan is to name all of its parks and ovals with dual names. I thought this would at least show people in my community that there is more to where we live. And so I took a walk around my community. How disappointed I was. Only one out of the many parks had a dual name, Nanawira, meaning Native Pine Forest Park. And both ovals under the council, the Prospect Oval, named Painthiata, meaning Land of Good Prospects, and the Broadview Oval, named Yana Tutu Yata, meaning Broadview Land, had no sign to showcase their dual names. This shattered even the illusion I had that there might be some acknowledgement within my community towards Indigenous people. The minimal presence of acknowledgement and value towards Indigenous people in my community left me disheartened. I do wonder, however, if the lack of acknowledgement is due to the fact that the area was established after European settlement. A contributing factor could also be that no water source is immediately within my community, and therefore the population of Indigenous individuals was said to have been very low. However, these are simply excuses made to once again hide our unawareness and deny the Aboriginal people of Australia the value and acknowledgement that they deserve. As I step back, I hope that together we can acknowledge and revisit the culture that we're beginning to lose.